Dubstep? What's that?
I'm glad you asked. Hi, I'm Jack Douglas. I have a YouTube channel called Jacksfilms where I post comedic stuff. I have a show called Yesterday I Asked You, or YIAY. I have a Twitch along the same name. And yeah, I'm just a very old-timey YouTuber. Been on for too long. I founded my YouTube channel in June of 2006. I just wanted an outlet. I loved writing. I loved writing comedy, whatever I thought was comedy 16 years ago. You know, I made my first video in June of 2006, and it was like a dumb infomercial parody because I was obsessed with infomercials at the time, like the ShamWow and OxyClean, all that stuff. I just needed an outlet to upload sketches and things. I never thought it would be a career or anything because I went to school thinking that I would pursue more traditional media, move to Los Angeles and, you know, write scripts and try my hand at directing. And I mean, YouTube itself just started blowing up those 4 years. It became more and more of a household name. By 2010, when I graduated, that's when I realized, oh, I don't have to move out west for traditional media. I can just move out for YouTube. Because even in 2010, you know, which is forever ago, people were already moving to Los Angeles for YouTube. I figured, well, I gotta do the same thing. I gotta go myself. My first viral video was called the MacBook Air Parody. And so I was a bit of a, you know, an Apple fanboy, more or less. There are all these rumors for what the MacBook Air would be. With bated breath, I watched the presentation on the MacBook Air. I was very, very whelmed. You could even say underwhelmed. It's like, oh, that's it? They just took away the CD-ROM drive, which is funny now because you can't find a laptop with a CD-ROM drive. Thought that was super lame. In a fit of spite and rage, I made this parody. I just took footage from the commercial they launched for the MacBook Air, dubbed my voice over it, inserted one of their, you know, iPod commercial songs. It took off, spread on a lot of tech blogs and entertainment blogs. This was back in the era of like dig.com. It blew up in a lot of like reblogs, which is just crazy to say out loud. I haven't thought about that in forever. I had to delete it because it had copyrighted music in it. I think it gave me my first strike on the YouTube channel, and that scared me way too much. That's when I learned, all right, write your own music for everything. Got it, check. So what came first was Your Grammar Sucks. That didn't come till much later. For years, I was just the parody guy. And so it's the night before videos got to go up. I'm thinking like, oh my God, I have nothing. So I go to my channel just to like try to get some inspiration. I was reading comments, maybe I get an idea, or you know, maybe someone would suggest, you should parody this, you should make fun of that. I just started noticing the mean comments, as all fellow creators can relate to. And I noticed that so many of them had spelling errors, grammatical errors, like they could barely get their insults out. What if I, you know, totally own these haters by showing these comments and kind of like reading their grammatical errors as is? What happened to the Repure video? You saw Now and Like Willow. I whip my hair, I whip my back and fouth. It's the girl's Sinjal? That's not funny at all. You are a moron. It kind of blew up, for me at least. It did very well, and all of the comments for that video were like, you need to make this a series. Then I made a second one, and then a third, fourth. So that became its own series. It used to be Your Grammar Sucks every Friday. Your Grammar Sucks 100 was like the pinnacle of it all. This is back in 2015. First and only hour-long episode of Your Grammar Sucks with just dozens and dozens of notable YouTube creators. And it was an event. Like, I hyped this thing up for a year, and it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. So I needed something to fill in the time. Enter Yesterday I Asked You. But I made a parody of Q&A shows. I call it Jack Ask #1, or maybe just Jack Ask. I don't think there was a number yet. But then I realized, like, I could actually do sort of a Q&A show where I never seriously answer questions, but people could ask me questions. So dozens of episodes later in Jack Ask, I started incorporating a new little bit in Jack Ask where I would go, you know what? I'm tired of answering questions. I want to ask you guys a question. I'd ask them a question, and then I would compile their best, funniest, wittiest answers and just kind of like read them all off rapid fire. And I did this for a few episodes, and I realized this should be its own thing. To this day, it's kind of, and it's evolved in many, many forms over the years. Like, yeah, I used to be like 60 or 90 seconds, really quick, you know, rapid fire. Now they're longer. I try to get them 10 minutes long. Now I have a whole team that I work with. We have Photoshop challenges. We have video editing challenges. I did a 48-hour film festival last year. Want to do another one of those this year. Yeah, it's YIAY has now ballooned into this kind of almost self-run thing on the channel. And that's where we are today. And I still try to, like, when I can, I still try to write new music. I still try to sneak in a sketch or parody here or there. I really do rely on meme culture. And now you have TikTok, that's a huge generator that you kind of have to stay up on. I made a lot of shit posts in the mid 2010s based off of just kind of well-known memes that I thought were funny. Very good question. I don't know if I see myself, or if I've ever really seen myself in a lot of memes. The whole Fortnite deep dab thing was weird. For those who don't know, in 2017, I uploaded a shitpost video called My Lowest Deepest Dab, just doing a low dab, and that's it. It wasn't just 2 years later, it was 2 years later to the day. And you can check this out, like you can fact check this. Fortnite released a new emote called the deep dab. Boy, oh boy, it looks very similar to mine. Like, it looks mo-capped. I'm not saying I invented dabbing or even deep dabbing. Like, no, of course I didn't. If you do it before and after, it's weirdly similar. The Emoji Movie, in all of 2017, I memed the Emoji Movie's release to death. I made so many goddamn live streams, shit posts, full-on videos, all culminating in a review of the Emoji Movie. But I do think, like, memes about, I'll take some credit. I was invited to the world premiere, I will say that, which was really cool. Like, me and my wife dressing up to the nines, you know, for the red carpet special of the Emoji Movie. That was, you know, that's, I won't say a bucket list item, but it was sure something. Mimi Big Boy, I got a lot of, okay, this is, for some reason, I just got a lot of telemarketer calls. What are some funny things I could say? And I just thought it'd be really funny if I just kept saying Mimi Big Boy. I just thought that was the funniest thing. Here's a sad thing though. That call, so the video that sparked it all, the telemarketer's a robot. I think you can kind of tell. I didn't really know at the time, but it's sort of like future calls revealed that to me. So that kind of destroys the illusion a bit, but it doesn't matter. That was something that just far surpassed me. Like, there was an era where if you went on the comment section of much more popular YouTubers' videos, Mimi Big Boy was kind of the fun thing to spam.
Mimi Big Boy?
The whole story behind the Twitter for Android saga, as you put it, was so in December of 2018, I posted what I thought was a lovely photo of me and my wife in the bar that we first met in Philadelphia. So some jerk, I tweet this picture from my phone, and some jerk responded, Twitter for Android. And so I screen capped that, tweeted it with the caption, Twitter for Android. So it made like a little sandwich. What if I just kept doing that? Like, what would that look like? So I did that for like a few months. It looked insane. It looked like this very long collage. It was like a staircase. It looked like the infinite staircase in Mario 64. It was just like Twitter for Android, Twitter for Android. Then I kind of planned out, like, what if it became a music video with like a flipbook style animation? And what if I changed it up? So like it had verses, it had a chorus. What if the first 2 months were just the intro? I figured it out. I'm glad I did it. I'm proud of it. It turned out, I think the end product turned out even better than what I planned in my head. I'm never gonna do it again because it really just made 2019 go by fast. And as we all know, 2019 was the last good year. So I knew I wanted to make a video game back in the summer of 2018. That's when I became obsessed with the idea of turning YIAY into kind of like a battle royale style game. So now it's like 8 people in a lobby. Every answer is shown individually while everyone else reacts to said answer with like a spectrum of emotes and reactions. You can throw tomatoes at answers you hate. You can throw roses on the stage to answers you love. There's avatar customization. That was really important to me. I wanted people to kind of have that, you know, uniqueness, show off who you are, who you want to be. And one of the features I love in the game is the daily question mode. That's the closest to like a true battle royale that I could get to for this game. So that's when you have all day to submit an answer to a question. And then once you do, you then vote among other prompts that other random people submitted throughout the day. So now you're playing against not 8 people, but like 8,000 people. And As of the time of this this call, we have over 120,000 players. People have submitted like over 1.4 million votes for the daily question. Like we have a pretty solid community. Right now, more than my YouTube channel, this is kind of like my baby. It's free to download, so you got nothing to lose except like, 5 minutes of your time. You can follow me on YouTube at Jacksfilms, all one word. Same thing on Twitter at Jacksfilms. TikTok is JacksTix. Terrible name. Someone already took Jacksfilms. What are you gonna do? And feel free to download my game Be Funny Now. It's free. It's on iOS, Android, and Steam. So you can search Be Funny Now on the App Store, the Google Play Store, and Steam.